Hello, Compact Kids. Okay, this is video number 2 for exponent rules, and I will be talking about the quotient rule, which means division. So, let's see. Let's pretend we have a cubed divided by a. So, basically, you're not going to see it written like this anymore because we just don't really write it like that. We're going to write it like this: a cubed divided by a. So I want you to think about this like there are 3 a's in the numerator, a, and there's 1 a in the denominator. And a divided by a equals 1, so that would cancel out each other, and what we'd be left with is a squared. Just the opposite of when we were doing the product rule. Instead of adding the exponents, you could always take the first exponent and then subtract the second exponent. So the exponent above this one, since there isn't one written, is 1, and 3 minus 1 equals 2. Okay, so this is probably a good way to visualize it, but when you start going a little quicker, you can just use subtraction to think about it, really. Even though that's not what we're doing, we aren't subtracting. Let's try a couple more, and I'm not gonna write it that first way with the division. I'm gonna write it more like a fraction. So let's say we have 2x to the 4th divided by x to the 7th. Okay, so basically we would have a 2 up top in the numerator with 4 x's. And then we would have 7 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we would cancel out 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we wouldn't have any x's left in the numerator, but we would still have those 3 left in the denominator. So the answer to this one would be 2 over x cubed. Okay? If you're thinking about it the subtraction way, you would think, what is 4 minus 7? And that would give you a negative 3. And I'm saving the negative rule for the next one that we're going to practice. So just remember, if you get a negative exponent when you subtract, it's going to be a positive exponent in the denominator. I'd probably prefer for you to think about it this way for now, since we're just starting it. Okay, let's do a couple more. I know I'm going really fast, so if you need to email me, I could do a private Google Hangout with you, or I could post another video. Just let me know. Okay, so let's do 6x to the 5th over 12x cubed. Okay, so this one's a little different. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce my fraction. So 6 over 12 is equal to, yes, 1/2. And then if I have 5 x's on top and 3 x's in the denominator, I'm going to be able to cancel 3 of them, and I'll still be left with 2 on top. So I could write 1x squared over 2, but you know, when you multiply by 1, that doesn't change anything. So I am going to write my final answer as x squared over 2. Okay? Let's try a couple more with more than one variable. So let's do 10x squared y over 8x y to the 5th. Okay, so why don't you pause the video and try and solve this one by yourself real quick? Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is simplify 10 over 8 to 5 over 4, okay? And then I have 2 x's in the numerator and 1 x in the denominator, and I have 1 y in the numerator and 5 y's in the denominator. 1 x is going to cancel that x out, and then 1 y is going to cancel with 1 y down there. So our final answer should be 5x over 4y to the 4th power. If you ever end up with an x in your numerator and another x in your denominator, then you haven't simplified it fully. And same with the y's or any other variable. If we have y's in the denominator and in the numerator, we still need to do some canceling out. Okay, let's just do one more problem. And then I'll let you practice this. Let's do 7x cubed y to the 6th over 4x. Try and solve this one real quick by pausing your video. Okay, so 7 over 4 doesn't reduce, and we don't really want to change it to a mixed number. As long as you reduce it, then that's fine. So I would just keep this 7 over 4 instead of changing it to 1 3/4. Okay, so we have 7 over 4 and then x squared, and then nothing happens to those y's. So I'm just going to write this a little neater. The answer should be 7x squared y to the 6th power over 4. Okay, so that is the division rule. You just kind of cancel out as many things as you can. We want to write it in the simplest form possible. And now you are able to practice this on the paper and then check your answers. Good luck.